So the first one I want to look at then, y equals 36x to the 4. This is the convention that we're using, y equals 36x to the 4. So the two variables involved are y and x. So if I want to differentiate this, it's dy by dx to get the differential. And I apply the rule. Which rule do I use? And what do I do? So bring the 4 down, times it by the 36, which is 144, and then take 1 off the power. And I've differentiated that function. Second example uses the other convention. We'll see both, so get used to both. If you've got a function written like this, gx, g is the function. So the g function tells me that the variable is x, and I'm going to take that x, raise it to the power minus 3, so that's to do with that law of indices we were just looking at, and then times it by 12. So this is the g function, and x is the variable. So what convention do I use for the differential? G prime x. That means the differential. There are these two conventions in calculus. Get used to both. And so, to differentiate this, it's the same rules we did before. It's the first rule. I've got to bring the power down, times it by the number in front, and then subtract 1 from the power. So what's the answer? Answer, minus 3 times 12 is minus 36. X, and beware this because it's a common error, minus 3 take away 1 is minus 4, not minus 2. So in fact the power becomes minus 4. Okay? The first rule. Yeah. So next example, v equals sine 5t. So, Ricky, what convention are we going to use here to find the differential? What am I going to write for the differential? So the convention for the differential is dv by dt, because those are the two variables involved. I'm finding the differential of v with respect to t. How is volume changing with time, or v changing with t? dv by dt. And then the rule tells me, so I'm looking for that sine rule, that the number comes out, so this becomes just 5 because the number in front is just 1 lot of sine 5t, so 1 times 5 is 5, sine changes to cosine, and the rest stays the same, 5 cos 5t. So the convention is v prime, because we're using this convention for the function rather than y equals or v equals. It's the v function, vt. Those are the conventions. So that becomes v prime. Now which rule? Well, it's the cosine rule. So write down what you think the answer is. Yeah. Minus 20, 4 times 5 is 20, make it negative, sine 5t. So in this function, how am I going to write the differential? D, because it's n equals something, it could be dn by, what's the other one? dt. That's this one here. It could be this. But n0 generally is a constant, and that means n at 0. So that is a problem with this particular way, yeah, to the power minus 3t. So it's the exponential function rule that we're interested in. So what is the constant? It's minus 3, so that's what's going to come down. We times it by the number that's in front already, or we don't know that number, but it's n0, so we leave it as n0. So this becomes minus 3n0, and then if you look at the rule, it tells you the power of the exponential function remains unchanged. So it's e to the minus 3t. We do not take 1 off the power.